Well, very good morning, everybody, for Monday, the 13th of June. Yes, summer is just about here now. This week, we're likely to see temperatures up into the high 20s, probably early 30s as well. But for today, before it gets a bit too hot, high pressure is definitely ridging in from the southwest. This is Azores High, which seems we've been waiting for an age to settle the weather down. With that, still introducing a fairly westerly air mass, but nice and unstable, but a lot drier with no real risk of thunderstorms, which is a pleasure to be able to say that after sort of the flaming June that we've had for the last few weeks or so. Those winds coming in from the west, a bit lighter than yesterday. On the coasts, hopefully less than 10 knots, but widely across the task areas, westerly 10 knots. Easy, nice to see a slightly less strength there. Satellite picture over the UK shows a bright start this morning. Really only cloud down into sort of Devon and Cornwall and some over Wales. The potential still for some wave interference close to the Welsh Hills, but hopefully less than yesterday. But widely across East Anglia and the southeast, getting fairly bright. And we are even seeing some good cumulus starting to appear this early, rather than suckers cumulus, which we're not really interested in. Public forecast shows light winds on the ground all day, dropping to almost nothing. So an easily westerly operation for us with good visibility. And it says here top temperature of 18 degrees. I think it will get a little bit more than that. This is thinking a little bit more about some of the upper level cloud that we might happen to see during the day. So I think that's going to be fairly minimal. GFS suggests that we'll get up to about 20 degrees here. Dew points sitting in the sort of 7s and 8s mark. Just having a look at what David said this morning. Obviously, the split is going to depend on how much cumulus we actually see or whether it goes blue. As David says, with dew points at 7 degrees and a likely max temperature of 19, we'll get shallow Q at 4 to 4,500 feet. But with dew points less than 6 or temperature more than 19, it may blue out. I can see sort of both scenarios in the models, but hopefully we're leaning towards a cumulus scenario. Odium are currently reporting 13 degrees and a temperature of 9 from 7:50 this morning. I'll get more up-to-date one shortly. And Farnborough are reporting no cloud detected with a TAF of few at 4.5 and a wind of 320 at 5 knots. And onto the weather station, temperature of 15 degrees, dew point of 8. And you can see those temperatures and dew points starting to split quite nicely, so we're already getting going this morning. Potential flight distance, well, it's quite rare to see this on the charts. Good in most task areas, but it's particularly good up towards the west side of the Birmingham zone, up into Cambridgeshire. Not so good north of Husbos and towards Doncaster or Manchester area, but you've got lots and lots of area to play in, so I don't really need to suggest it. Might I suggest, though, that I did hear some discussion about what happens with the channel. This might be the day, so do have a think about that one. But I'm not here to file flight plans, so I'm not going to get involved in that. But yeah, there is definitely something going on with the channel air mass today too. Site forecast for Lasham starting off, well, pretty much now actually. We should see cumulus to around 2,500 feet. And I'll show you the Larkhill sounding now. You can see on there that we've already reached the trigger temperature. And at 19 degrees, we should see cloud base of around 4 to 4,500 feet quite quickly, and then improving from there, maybe slightly higher. But going back to the site forecast, by 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, we're seeing 4,500 feet, 3 knot climbs. By 1, 2 o'clock, we're seeing 5,000 feet, 3.5 to 4 knot climbs, and it going on for most of the afternoon, right up until the end. I'd imagine it'll still be soarable up 7:30 quite easily. So at this time of the year, this is the longest soaring window possible in the UK, so make use of it. This suggests 20 degrees this afternoon, so it might blow out a bit, but yeah, there's not much we can complain about. Looking at thermals widely across the country, yeah, it's fairly uniform, if I'm honest. There is the risk of some high cover in certain places, but I'm not seeing too much of that at the moment. Widely 4.5 to 5,000 feet. Probably not so good close to the Somerset levels, but then you know that. Good down to the southeast as well, up into the East Anglia, and it just keeps going and going. I mean, even at 7 o'clock, you still got cloud base of 5,000 feet. Probably is shut down by 8 o'clock, but then I'm able to have my tea by then, so I hope I'm not looking after you. Yeah, and sky sights, very, very similar, as you can just see. Maybe this is biasing towards the southwest, southeast, and northeast. But once again, look, it's looking nice across the channel, and yeah, widely good. Just have a look at strength of thermals again. Nice round thermals, hopefully. No dots on this chart to indicate they're square or anything like that. But Q cloud base, again, reasonable. So I almost don't need to tell you this, you know it's going to be good. And overdevelopment risk quite low. Let's just have a quick look at if there's going to be any high cover. Just put our minds at ease just to see where that might be. You can see there's a little bit of high cover into Cambridgeshire this afternoon, but it's going to be thin. I don't think we're going to have too much issue. So to sum up, westerly wind, very soarable. One of the days of the year, definitely, I'd say a 750 day. Onto airspace. These are mostly paragliding NOTAMs. I've had a text from Aston Down to say they're sending gliders to Telford and then in our direction. So don't be surprised if you see lots of people racing about out of Aston Down. I imagine it's going to be a big task for them. Let's go around the chart then. It's going to be quite a lot to talk about today. Lots and lots of paragliding NOTAMs. Pretty much anywhere that you look, there could be paragliders. Let's see if I can find one that isn't a paraglider NOTAM. Let's have a look at 39. That's cultural event, which should be in our list. 19, 20, 24, and 28. Again, the paragliders are planning some records as well for a look at this, because pretty much the whole lot is them. There are no restricted area temporaries, which I'm aware of today. I'm just going to have a look round on Sky Demon just to check, but there are no restricted area temporaries. I think most of these are just paragliding NOTAMs. Looking at Sirewell, there'll be aerobatics up there. It looks like military exercises into East Anglia. So if you're going out to East Anglia, please ensure you've done your own brief. And if you're going northwest, anybody really going over 500 kilometers should not be relying on me, because I don't necessarily know where your turn points are. There does appear to be some activity, lots in the Welsh mountains of paragliders, maybe even some activity in the danger areas, but it doesn't look like they're outside of that. So yeah, just make sure you have a double check of where you are going to check there's no issues. Operationally, we are runway 27, and I'm just having a quick look. No calibrations today, which is good. And yeah, get gridded and we'll get you launched shortly. All right, see you later. Bye for now.